detection, electrical power loss detection, smoke detectors. Signaling is another device, internal or external, siren with or without the flash, and communication with telephone transmitter. It can be remotely connected so that it reports any event. We can call and find out anytime how the circuits are working. For example, if I left my windows open and it was sunny and then it starts raining, I'm going to lower my blinds or close my windows. You can do it on the phone. This is another important element. Since we do not have all the possible products, the whole range, any sensor, any detector on the market, humidity sensors, gas detectors, this is somewhat sensitive. It's more reliable to have a wired detector than a wireless universal device, so it can be related to the central system as well. These are the different applications that can be controlled by a telephone. This is safety, break-in detection. We also have central systems that include the GSM technology, so the landline can also include GSM technology. And if you want to centrally control the whole system, you can have either laptop, desktop device to mobile control everything very easily, or you can have a small display. If you want to have something mounted on the wall, for example, it can be handled and managed centrally. And there is even a software that you can download from our web to your mobile phone, and you can control the whole system via mobile phone. The most important thing for us is that it is a decentralized system that can be supervised and that can be expanded anytime. Before I finish, I will show you that you can keep on adding functions and performance to the basic system. You can control your blinds, and everything can be expanded. These are the basic principles of our company, of our system. I'm going to give the floor now to my colleague, and thank you very much for your attention.
The next speaker is Eduardo Suyer. He is the CEO at Home Systems, and he will be talking to you about Domotic Association X10. Good afternoon. Thank you for the opportunity given to us by ONCE Foundation to explain to you what domotics is all about. For more than 16 years, we've been trying to introduce a concept, the concept of innovation in housing, particularly covering the four main pillars of domotics: security against intruders, personal technical security, water leaks, fire prevention, comfort throughout the house with remote control, with a touch-on screen, so being able to turn on or off the lights, blinds up or down when we get home, trying to save energy. Today is such an important issue. It's always been very important, but even more so today when the electricity bill is skyrocketing, and more it's becoming important to perform an appropriate management of resources, controlling the house inside, outside, having a wide variety of possibilities in telephony, traditional telephony, internet, GSM. This is what we've been trying to provide in the past 16 years. We're not just rookies, we've been there for a long time in the market. I will be giving you a preamble story before I come into the product history, and this will be all about a real case in the paraplexic hospital in Toledo a couple of years ago in a project named Environment Controlled, where we controlled a simulated control environment. It was a plug-and-play installation and voice control management. Well, I've lost my slide. Whatever happened, he says. So I'm going to start with the Toledo experience. Domotics, regardless of the systems we may be using, because we do have a wide variety today, there are very many of us out there in the market, driving further innovation in housing and in the tertiary sectors, we should be stressing the application of this technology to given groups of the population, and one of them being the disabled population. Normally, some of us, we simply pick remote control to make it more comfortable to control television, to turn on and off, to zap between the channels, to change channels, to put the volume up, put the volume down. And that remote control command could also control other things such as mobility, and this is therefore adding an interesting aspect, not to have to move in order to carry out some actions, which for us, perfectly abled, is not a problem, but for those having some kind of visibility appear to be a great leeway, a great leap forward. We believe that technology, and indeed this is what we've been doing in the past 16 years, should not simply be constrained to high-end housing. Domotics has been forever associated to luxury, to 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 square meter housing, high purchasing power, and with technology beyond any possibility for ordinary people. What we've been trying to do is to take domotics to the 30, 40 square meters already built housing. This is one of the most important aspects in today's reality. 96% of the houses where we've applied domotics, it was already existing building. In order to install technology in already existing buildings, we needed to draw synergies or relevancies on the installations already working and operational. Miguel said the use of technology and the electrical grid as an element for transmission and communication. That was one part. And also adding the possibility to include radio frequency, so that we can have a smoke detector, gas detector, water leakage detector without further construction. We also have technological solution, low-cost technology. We're talking about plug-and-play product and easy to install products. We're also talking about reducing costs by reducing the level of sophistication, and this is what we are trying to do. I would like to insist on what we did in Toledo in 93, 94. In 1994, our founder, Jose Luis Spencer, went to the US to a technology fair, and there he attended a kind of presentation of a new product named the electronic butler, and it was no more no less than a domotic device activating other domotic devices, fans, air conditioner, with the use of voice. It was voice control, and Mr. Chelsea, the founder, the president, what he says is he performed a magic trick. He was tied up, hands and feet, and he bet with somebody in the audience. He made a bet whether or not he could switch on a fan that it was in front of him. There was a number of dollars, and the person said, no way, if you can't get untied. So what he did, he called the system, and the system replied to his voice, and automatically he instructed the voice what he wanted to do. He wanted the light on. The light went on automatically to switch off the fan. The fan switched off. Our president, who saw that, saw great possibilities for this sector to deploy for the disabled population. So when we incorporated the company back in 1993, our president said we should go to the National Paraplegic Hospital in Toledo and do what he saw doing in the United States. And other than the lamp, other than the lights, there were also controls for the opening of blinds, windows, doors, mobility in the bed, speaking on the phone without any hanging device, acting it with the voice. And we were like that for about 2 years, working with that hospital. In this collaboration, commercially speaking, we didn't have any support, and there was we would have needed a lot of institutional support to be able to continue investing in this type of technology. And ever since, we've done a few settings, but we have friends that after 14 years, they still use those devices. Most of them are tetraplegic, and after 14 years, what we try to do is provide the very minimum to be independent, and that's something very complex to define. What is the minimum? Not to call anyone at 4 a.m. in the morning to switch the radio station off, or to switch the light on, to switch the television on, to change the channel, to switch the air conditioner on because it's really hot and it's summer. This is what we did, and we would love this to be further driven with actions like the one today. And also running away from domotic cliche. I think there's a great deal of there's a great lack of knowledge. People think that domotic is definitely for very rich, well-off people, and we are talking about solution, about 200, 300 euro solution that are available, and that can be very positive. Technology is an important item. We should be using wireless technology more and more in order to have access to a more complete installation, cheaper, and all of those who believe in I+D research and development to continue working on voice recognition systems